All right, I want to give all praise and glory to Yahweh Bahasham, Yahushua, and Bahasham Ha Rakak Kodash. Double honors unto our apostle elders, which rule great millstone well, and shalom to the hopeful elect of the nation of Israel. May you endure unto the end. Shalom wa abba babal. This is James 5, verse 7. Be patient, therefore, brethren, unto the coming of the Lord. Behold, the husbandman waiteth for the precious fruit of the earth, and hath long patience for it. But your farmer has to wait like a whole season to get some kind of fruit until he receive the early and latter rain. See, so if you do it too early, you ruin your fruit, and you have to let it play out patiently. Be ye also patient, establish your hearts, for the coming of the Lord draweth nigh. See, and that establish is what? Let's see. Let's cross-reference today. Establish your hearts. Gives you Psalms 27:14. Wait on Yahweh. And I was thinking about that. Be still and know that I am power. Wait on Yahweh. Be of a good courage, and he shall strengthen thine heart. Wait, I say, on Yahweh, which that makes me think of Revelation 3, verse 19. As many as I love, I rebuke. Be chastened, be zealous, therefore, and repent. See? So be still and know that Yahweh is in control. Let me get that. Psalm 46:10. Be still and know that I am power. I will be exalted among the heathen. I will be exalted in the earth. And even though it seems like, these devils are going to pretty much get their way with us, it's not going to happen like that. At the end of the day, the Lord's going to allow the elect No. Yep, it's Malachi. Verse 16, it says, Then they that feared Yahweh spake often one to another through these videos, and Yahweh hearkened and heard it, and a book of remembrance was written before him for them that feared Yahweh, and that thought upon his name. And they shall be mine, saith Yahweh of hosts, in that day when I make up my jewels. But you got to remember, jewels are defined. All right, so the jewel maker purges the jewel to make it fine, and I will spare them as a man spareth his own son that serveth him. And we got to serve him with fear and trembling, in hope of his salvation. Then shall ye return and discern between the righteous and the wicked, because the fear of Yahweh is the beginning of knowledge. And then once you have knowledge, you have wisdom and understanding. Between him that serveth Yahweh, it says, discern between the righteous and the wicked, between him that serveth Yahweh by Hashem Yahushai and him that serveth him not. See? And it should be clear to you that the so-called white man is the red devil the Bible speaks of. Even though they try to portray themselves as an angel of light, all right, the actions of the so-called white man clearly show that they are the red devil the Bible speaks of. It's just here is talking about Israelites, but you could use it with the understanding of the Edomites. It says, verse 18, Yahushua says in Matthew 7, verse 18, once again, he's talking about Israelites, but you could, use this even with the other nations because they're not good trees. All right. It says, even so, I'll start at 17, even so, every good tree bringeth forth good fruit, but a corrupt tree bringeth forth evil fruit. See? And, you have that little tale of an old Indian lady that nursed a health, whether it was a serpent or a scorpion. But when the serpent or scorpion got better, it stung her, and she lied dying. Why'd you sting me after I did so good to you? And he said, you forgot, I'm a fucking snake, bitch. Or I'm a scorpion, bitch. Right? That's what they produce. That's what they do. And that's why you'd be a fool to think that this so-called white man, the red devil, is going to give you peace on earth when all he does is take peace from the earth. All right? And once again, these scriptures are talking about the Israelites right here, but once again, I'm using them to understand, for you to understand, the wicked, they have nothing good for you. A good tree cannot bring forth evil fruit, so the elect, there's no guile in their mouth, neither can a corrupt tree bring forth good fruit. And that's why, these false religions, if you actually go into the scripture, it's easy to see that they're lying. But that's the thing. Jake don't want to read. Jake don't want to read the Bible. Jake don't want to ask questions. He don't want to rock the boat. It says, every tree that bringeth not forth good fruit is hewn down and cast into the fire, which the heathen are going to be in the lake of fire, but also Jake, all right? Jake that is worthless because they're faithless. They're going to be cast into that lake of fire. Whereby their fruits ye shall know them. But you can see that the so-called white man is the red devil the Bible speaks of, a born liar, right? Sodomite from birth, all right? And all he does is take peace from the earth with his wickedness. Like iron rusted, that is the way of the wickedness of the so-called white race. And that's why even these reprobate Israelites, they're the sons of that devil, all right? And they're corrupted. Their conscience has been seared with a hot iron. Man, there's no converting them. They hear these scriptures and they don't give a fuck. So they got to die in that unfaithfulness. And the heathen tells you in Isaiah 3, they're going to get what they deserve for what they've done. Isaiah 3, the fruit of their hands. It says in verse 11, woe unto the wicked, it shall be ill with him, for the reward of his hands shall be given him. So if you sow evil, you're going to reap evil. And that's what the so-called white man is going to receive, evil. As for my people, the Israelites, children are their oppressors, which the so-called white race, they're base men, they're vile. They're the lowest thing on earth. And women rule over them because these sons of fools, the so-called white race, put women over the man. And that's why you have such a wicked-ass society. O my people, they which led thee caused thee to err, which they taught their wickedness to the Israelites, and destroy the way of thy paths. Yahweh standeth up and plead, which means to kill, and standeth to judge the people. Yahweh will enter into judgment with the ancients of his people and the princes thereof. For you have eaten up the vineyard, and spoil of the poor is in your house. You see? It says, what mean ye that ye beat my people to pieces, break us up? What are they doing with their deportations? They're breaking us up, right? And grind the faces of the poor. They can't even make it. I just saw a video where this girl was crying because her family is pretty much everyone's working double jobs and they still can't make it, right? So why is that happening? Because the so-called white man is in power. And why is that so-called white man in power? The Edomite, which he's really red. He's not white. He's red. He's the red devil the Bible speaks of. And why is he doing this? Because he is the devil. And he's allowed to do it because we sinned against our power. And our power is the God of the Bible. And we were taught to go against the Bible by the so-called white man, the red devil, and the other nations. But the Lord is going to smash these heathen to pieces and grind their faces. It says, and grind the faces of the poor, saith Yahweh of hosts. Moreover, Yahweh saith, because the daughters of Zion are haughty and walk with stretched forth necks, and it says wanton eyes, which is undisciplined, walking and menacing as they go, and making tinkling with their feet. Verse 26, and her gate shall lament and mourn, and she being desolate shall sit upon the ground, which is Jacob's trouble. Jeremiah 30, which they're going to come in and they're going to slaughter a lot of Israelites, so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native American Indians. It says in Jeremiah 30, verse 7, Alas, for that day is great, so that none is like it. It is even the time of Jacob's trouble. But he, the faithful elect, shall be saved out of it. See? So Jacob is in trouble, all right? And it's going to get worse. They're going to break up people's families. They're going to destroy their homes. They're going to rape the women. The men are going to starve for the lack of bread. All right, it's going to get real bad out here for the so-called Negro, Latino, and Native American Indian, and really anyone that fear the Lord. All right, there's going to be a violent attack on all them that fear the Lord. All right, because we're not of this world. All right, and so this world is going to fight, against us, and they're going to find themselves fighting against the Lord. Revelation 17, verse 14. These shall make war with the Lamb, and the Lamb shall overcome them. For he is Lord of lords and King of kings, and they that are with him are called, chosen, and faithful. So you're talking about the Israelites. There's certain Israelites that have been called, chosen, which they're going to be doing the right acts, and faithful unto the end, till he returns. You see? But the rest of the Israelites, they're going to perish because of the lack of faith. Zechariah 13, verse 8, and it shall come to pass that in all the land, saith Yahweh, 2 parts therein shall be cut off and die. So 2/3 of the Israelites in America are going to be cut off from salvation and die. But the third shall be left therein. And I will bring the third part through the fire, and will refine them as silver is refined, which he's going to change us, give us new bodies, and try them as gold is tried, which we're going to be proven to be pure. They shall call on my name, that's the purity, and I will hear them. I will say, it is my people, and they shall say, Yahweh is my power. See? Yahweh is my power. Yahweh is my power. What was that verse I had earlier? Hold on real quick. Let me see. I just did a verse this morning. It was saying the same thing. Psalm 18. and verse 2. It says in verse 2, Yahweh is my rock and my fortress and my deliverer, my power, my strength, in whom I will trust, my buckler and the horn of my salvation, and my high tower. I will call upon Yahweh, who is worthy to be praised, so shall I be saved from mine enemies. And I wanted to get that word there for horn, the horn of my salvation. Quaran, horn, strength, container of oil, which we are the shaman, we have the oil. Horn as an instrument, which we're singing this song. We're giving off the cry. It says, okay, pertaining to the altar right here, of rays of light. All right, the Lord's actually going to allow us to shoot fire out of our bodies. Revelation 11, verse 3, and I will give power unto my 2 witnesses, and they shall prophesy 1,263 days, clothed in sackcloth, which is right now. These are the 2 olive trees and the 2 candlesticks standing before the power of the earth. And if any man will hurt them, fire, rays of light, fire, proceeded out of their mouth, and devoured their enemies. And if any man will hurt them, he must in this manner be killed. St. Jeremiah 5, verse 14. Wherefore, thus saith Yahweh, power of hosts, because ye speak this word, behold, I will make my words in thy mouth fire, and this people wood, and it shall devour them. See? I'm going to copy that one. I'll put that in the description box for this video. All right, once again, Jeremiah 5, verse 14. Wherefore, thus saith Yahweh of hosts, the power of hosts, because ye speak this word, behold, I will make my words in thy mouth fire, and this people wood, and it shall devour them. See? So we don't have to fear no man. We fear Yahweh and his son Yahweh Shai. And the fear of Yahweh and Yahweh Shai is the beginning of knowledge. And as we know, the Lord gives us wisdom. And with knowledge and wisdom, we have understanding, which is our stability in these times. All right? And we just know that the Lord is bringing them, the heathen, against us so that we can learn war. Even though there's not going to be war no more, all right, there's a knowledge of learning war in royalty. That's why the rich and powerful send their kids to, like Trump went to military school so he could learn strategy, you see? But when we go into the kingdom, all right, there ain't going to be war no more. Micah 4, verse 3, and he shall judge many among many people and rebuke strong nations afar off. And they shall beat their swords into plowshares and their spears into pruning hooks. Nation shall not lift up a sword against nation, neither shall they learn war anymore. But we're learning war right now. This is Judges 3, verse 1. Now these are the nations which Yahweh left, which was in the land of Israel, known as Canaan, to prove Israel by them. And that's what's happening right now. The Lord's proving Israel by these heathen being the adversary to the Israelite. even as many of Israel as had not known all the wars of Canaan, only that the generations of the sons of Israel might know to teach them war, at the least such as before knew nothing thereof. See? So that's why the Lord made them go to war with the heathen. The Israelites were the sword in the Lord's hand against the heathen, but then it was to teach the Israelites order, strategic order. All right? Like I put in Google search the purpose of learning war. See, it says U.S. Navy adapted and innovated their tactics and strategies over time, with the primary goal of understanding how to foster a learning environment within a military organization to enable continuous improvement and better prepare for future conflicts. And that's what we're learning. We're learning how to be better and how to deal with conflict. Through what? Through His Word. See, and that it left me, but it came back. It's Ecclesiasticus, the water Yahweh Shem Yeshua 2 and 1. My son, if thou come to serve the Lord, prepare thy soul for temptation, which a temptation is a war within yourself. Set thy heart aright and constantly endure, and make not haste in time of trouble. Be still and know that we have a power greater than any power, that the left hand might be dealing with. Cleave unto him and depart not away, that thou mayest be increased at thy last end. So our salvation is with Yahweh Shai, so draw near to Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh. Whatsoever is brought upon thee, take cheerfully, which they're going to persecute us, and be patient when thou art changed to a low state. So Jacob's trouble, they're going to persecute us, and they're going to kick us out of our homes and take away our goods. All right, but take it cheerfully and be patient, knowing that our power is for us and not for them. For gold is tried in the fire, and acceptable men in the furnace of adversity. And your adversary is that so-called white race, the red devil the Bible speaks of. But he has the blessing of the sword. So the only way to go against this so-called white man and win is to put all your faith in Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai as an Israelite. Believe in him and he will help thee. Order thy way aright and trust in him. Yea, ye that fear the Lord, wait for his mercy, and go not aside lest ye fall. Ye that fear the Lord, believe him, and your reward shall not fail. Ye that fear the Lord, hope for good, and for everlasting joy and mercy. And this is the gift that the Lord is going to give us. He's going to give us a kingdom of heaven on earth, which is going to be in the promised land. But right now, he's bringing forth judgment, and he's cleaning the earth for our sake. All right, all these people that are perishing, it's in good, man. Even though it seems evil, it's for good, because at the end of the day, it's for the Israelites to inherit the kingdom of heaven, which will be here on earth. It says in 2 Ezra 8 and 1, I'll just read 3. It says, there be many created, but few shall be saved. Because the earth got to start over. All right? For most people, I'm talking about Israelite, so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native American Indians are corrupted beyond measure. So they have to perish and come back as babies through the elect loins. All right? The heathen, they don't have no salvation. Fuck them. All right? But they're going to come back through their elite that survived the destruction of America, and they're going to be enslaved under the Israelite. But the Israelites, which are the slaves today, we're going to be trading places with these heathen. And the reprobates of our people they have to die here because they're no good. They're trash because the so-called white man has destroyed them through the lack of knowledge. He's deceived them. So they'll bring that corruption into the kingdom. A good example of that is in Coming to America 2. It shows you how they don't leave their old ways behind. Even the wife of Eddie Murphy in that movie, she's really a hood rat from the Bronx. Even though she tries to act like she's a princess and, soft and feminine, she's really a hood rat that been ran through the Bronx. How could you bring that into the kingdom of heaven? It shows you that. You can't bring the Bronx to the kingdom of heaven. You can't bring America to the kingdom of heaven. All right? Because the kingdom of heaven, which will be here on earth, is a kingdom of righteousness. And all this shit was built in wickedness. So that's why everything has to be dissolved, all right? Including the people. And really, the only ones that matter are the Israelites once again. But everyone's going to be caught up in this judgment. And the judgment was created for the so-called white race and his angels, his military. But these reprobate Israelites are going to be caught up in it because they want to be involved with the so-called white man. When he's clearly showing you that he don't want you to be involved with him, because look at it, all this deportation shit he's doing to the tribes right now. He's pretty much telling you, fuck you, go fuck yourself, right? But these Jake are crying, because they want to be next to that so-called white man. They don't believe they can live without the fucking so-called white man. So fuck them and fuck that so-called white man too. It says in 2 Peter 3 verse 11, seeing then that all these things shall be dissolved, what manner of persons ought ye to be in all holy conversation and godliness, be meditating on the scriptures, looking for and hastening unto the coming of the day of Yahweh, sending his son Yahushua, wherein the heavens being on fire shall be dissolved, and the elements shall melt with fervent heat, because it's going to be a nuclear destruction of America at the return of Yahushua. Nevertheless, we, according to his promise, look for new heavens and a new earth wherein dwelleth righteousness. So this is why we repent. It says in verse 15, an account that the long suffering of our Lord Yahushua is salvation, even as our beloved brother Paul, also according to the wisdom given unto him, hath written unto you, which that's what converted Paul. He met Yahushua on his way to Damascus, and it converted him. So you have 144,000 elect men that have been converted by Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua. And we stood in our generation and testified of this power, and our testimony of Yahushua is prophecy, because he's coming back. He's coming back to judge the wicked and them that do wickedly. Malachi 4, verse 1, for behold, the day cometh that shall burn as an oven, the day of the Lord, and all the proud, all these fucking red devils that are in America, and all that do wickedly, the reprobate Israelites, the heathen, shall be stubble, and the day that cometh shall burn them up, saith Yahweh of hosts, that it shall leave them neither root nor branch. But he's gonna wipe America's slate clean. All right? He's gonna wipe it off the face of the earth with fire. All right? And then eventually Esau's gonna be made extinct. Isaiah 14. So you want to know the future of the Edomite? He's gonna be extinct. Prepare slaughter for his children, for the iniquity of their fathers, which it's talking about the sons, because the sons are the fathers reincarnated, that they do not rise nor possess the land nor fill the face of the world with cities. Because look at the way the world is. The Lord don't want this no more. He wants a world of righteousness. And with that so-called white man, the red devil, the wicked in power, all he promotes is wickedness. For I will rise up against them, the wicked, saith Yahweh of hosts, and cut off from Babylon the name and remnant and son and nephew, saith Yahweh, because he's going to wipe America right off the face of the earth with nuclear missiles that they've made. I will also make it a possession for the bittern and pools of water, and I will sweep it with a besom of destruction, saith Yahweh of hosts. You know how you have a porch and you might sweep the dust off the porch, and then when you spray it all over the grass or whatever, you can't see it. It doesn't even exist no more. In reality, it really exists, but it doesn't. Well, the Lord's going to make the so-called white man non-existent in reality. He's going to remove him from being a person. There will be a time where there is no longer an Edomite, a so-called Caucasian. They're going to go extinct after 1,000 years of slavery. All praises and glory to Yahweh Bahasham, Yahushai. Bahasham Ha, Rekakodash, double honors unto our apostle elders which rule great millstone well, and shalom to the elect of the nation of Israel. May you endure into the end. Shalom wa ba ba ba.